Hi, I'm Dave Lieber, and that was me falling off the stage at Keller High School in 1998. I was 5'9" when it happened, now I'm 5'8", but that's a whole nother story. We'll talk about it again. Today I'm going to introduce to you one of the most exciting entrepreneurs in North Texas. You know, I talk about change through stories. She talks about change through cupcakes. I want you to meet cupcakeologist Deanna Robinson. Deanna, welcome to the Dave Lieber Show.
Thank you so much. It's such a pleasure to be here.
I am very impressed with you because you have basically started from scratch. Not only a baking business, mostly with cupcakes, but like a whole cupcakes universe.
Yes.
What is a cupcakeologist as opposed to a cupcake maker?
So you have bakers and you have cake makers. A cupcakeologist means that I'm the best at what I do.
Okay.
So I know that every single one that you have, it's going to make you happy.
And you have people from all over North Texas ordering your product too.
I do.
And how long have you been doing it?
It'll be 3 years this month, actually.
And the thing I like most about you is that you're intrepid, you're bold and brave. You know, you go out there and you push this hard. And what kind of audiences are you delivering your cupcakes and your cakes, your beautiful cakes to?
Honestly, I used to say anybody who had a desire to eat cake was my audience, but I'm learning as I go that that's not necessarily true. I think that my best customers, or my favorite, I should say, are ones who think outside the box. And when I say that, I mean people who want the flavors that they think of, I can create them. The designs that they want, we can bring them to reality. So we are for people who want what they want and know what they want, because that's what they will get.
So how is business?
It's growing. I mean, not even it's so this has been such a crazy journey for me. I went from having a food truck and a brick and mortar, and then I ended up going back home, and then now I'm in the process of finding the next place where I'm gonna go. But through all of that, business has continued to grow because people are eating it. And I know that that's the only way that people will know that I'm different, is to taste it.
We bought like 20 trays of cupcakes for you for
Yes,
Christmas,
you
didn't
did.
we? And everybody we gave a tray to that changed their life in a lot of ways. They just were like, where's the cupcakes? If you show up at the doctor's office without the cupcakes, they get upset, you know?
And people started ordering from me because of you. I've actually had a few customers order for their clients and their friends, and it's been kind of amazing.
It's word of mouth.
Yes.
Yeah, totally.
Yes.
So what's the difference between a cupcake, a regular cupcake, versus what you make?
All right. So when you're
It's a metaphor for something else, isn't it?
well, so it's actually a lot of things, because one, it actually is different. It actually is better. When you're walking down the street and you see a bakery, you see the most beautiful designs. You see these cupcakes that are just you have a vision in your head as what it looks like, and then that automatically translates into what you expect it to taste like. More times than not, you will take a bite of the cupcake and feel nothing. Like it was just you just did it. And sometimes you get actively disappointed, and other times you will be like, it was all right, but whatever. I got really, really tired of that feeling. I just wanted good cake. So I made it my goal to make the perfect cake. And that means airy, moist, light, and puts a smile on your face. And it's different because I have 3 general reactions that people have.
What are they?
One, I do a lot of vendor markets. So they will taste it and they'll start walking away and then they stop. So I call that the freeze.
Wow.
Because they freeze and they're just like, and then they always turn around and be like, what was that?
They just had a free mini cupcake, right?
Yes. Oh, I sample. I'm not doing anything different with cake. In other words, I did not invent it. I am not the first one who does it. I just do it better. The only way that people will know that is to sample. So I sample a lot. And the other reaction is, and this is my favorite one, is they start dancing. They eat it and they just start like, and they don't even realize it. And I absolutely love it, and it happens all the time. And then the last one is they cuss. So they'll be like, "What the?"
You go, shit, this is good.
Yeah, like it just comes out, and so it's generally one of those three reactions all the time.
I want to recap. People eat her cupcakes and then curse out loud. That's pretty impressive.
Yes.
So, but cupcakes also are a symbol of for you for society, right?
Yes. So I feel like, okay, it's hard to say because society in general is flawed. We're supposed to be. We're people.
Right.
And we always thrive to be better than what we are, or at least we hope that we do. And through this journey of making these cupcakes, I realized that it's not about just making a product to give out, just like it's not like me just being a person who's existing in this world. I want to be better. I want to do more. I want to be more. And in that are these cupcakes because they are more. They are bigger, even though they're like minis. I mean, we do have regular size, but yeah, it is the desire, the need, and then the act of just being better than what you are, because those are just better. I just put it all in there.
What are some quick and easy marketing tips that you've learned to promote this?
Social media is insane. So it's almost where almost all my business comes from. Whenever you see people on there saying, does anybody know a person who can? You always put your name in there. And sometimes it's nice when other people are like, well, Deanna can do it, or the Kid Cakes can do it. But it's just getting out there, because the more that you are seen by people, even if it's not the person who wrote it, other people are reading it. So that was a way. Another one was vendor markets. I go to different events around different cities just so I can spread. And that gives the opportunity for people to taste my product. They remember me. And then we start doing business with each other. Now, this is not one of those things where I go out and like 60% of the people are calling me back. We're talking about like 10, maybe 15%, probably like 12 or something like that. But it's a very low number, which is why I have to be out there all the time. All the time.
So, how many cupcakes have you made in the past year? Like hundreds, thousands?
Oh, thousands. I can easily say thousands, because the last bridal show I did, I made 3,800 for that event only. And I do events like that because I want to show people that even though I'm not a big corporation or a big business, we can handle big business. And we're kind of magicians. It's kind of scary.
So your company is called Kid Cakes
Yes,
with a K.
with a K.
And the website is thekidcakes.com.
It is.
And that's the easiest way to find you, right?
It is. So you can find me on there, or on Facebook, or on Instagram. All of them are thekidcakes.com or the Kid Cakes.
So one of my favorite stories is how we met.
Yes.
How did we meet?
So I was at a networking event with the chamber, and I decided to do a local authors event. And people were like, why do you want to do this? Are you an author? I'm like, no. I'm like, do you sell books? I'm like, no. And they're like, why do you want to do it? And I said, because we have so much talent in our backyard, there is no reason why we should be putting our money into who's on the New York Best Time seller list, or whoever. Like, support your neighbor, support the people in your community. And in starting that, I had a guy come over to me. His name was Chris, and he says, hey, I know an author. Do you know Dave Lieber? And I said, no. He says, well, he does the Dallas Morning News Watchdog. He's that guy. And I was like, okay. And he's like, well, he's also written like 5 books. And I was like, yep, I got nothing, because I'm very, I don't know, small in my reading, that categories. But he asked Dave if I could have his number, and he said sure. So I sent him a text, and we ended up speaking on the phone, and I asked him if he would be a part of my author event. He said no. And I was like,
Now you're saying he, but you're really
I'm sorry,
meaning
you.
you.
Yeah, you said no.
Yeah,
you said no. And I was like, what? Because I rarely get told no. I mean, especially when it's something like that. But I understood why you said no. It was because, for the same reason, I was throwing on the event. And that was because the community doesn't support their own.
Right.
And you didn't see the value
Right.
in it. But while we were speaking on the phone, you said, okay, look, I believe in what you're doing. And I think that you are going to do a great job. I don't think anybody's going to show up, but I think that you will, do this and, do whatever. So I will be there. And I was like, wait, really? And I was just super excited. So I had like a headliner for my little tiny event.
Yeah, when you hung up the phone, I heard you say, I got Dave Lever.
Yeah.
And you still didn't know who I was. But
No.
So then I show up at this event on Main Street in Keller, and I meet this guy
Sean Becker.
who solved one of my problems in life, which is how do I find a good roofer?
Yes.
Not only was a good roofer, but he wrote a book on roofing.
Yes.
And he showed it to me, and I'm like, he's the only other author there.
Mm-hmm.
And I fell in love with the guy, and I wrote about him because he's not only an honest roofer in a world of dishonest roofers, but he wrote a really good book about how to find a roofer.
And he's a great guy.
So it was like fate that brought us together.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I started eating your cupcakes, and life was never the same. And we'll have to have a few in a moment. But then I decided, hey, this chick here, she knows her stuff. She's dynamic. I'm changing to you. You're dynamic, you're smart, you're entrepreneurial. I said, how would you like to join my children's charity that I started in 1997 called Summer Santa, which sends kids to camp and gives toys out and back to school clothing at Kohl's? And you said, yes.
Yes.
And then you started promoting Summer Santa the way you promote your cupcakes, and with aggressiveness and fun. And Andrew, there's a file called Cookie. This is a cookie you made for a Summer Santa event we had a couple of weeks ago, a Downtown Abbey premiere at the movie theater. And it is like a photograph. I don't know how you made that. How did you make that? I don't want to eat it because I don't want to ruin it.
So with this cookie, I actually I went into ChatGPT and I said, I have an idea where the thing that I love about ChatGPT is it turns your ideas into like reality.
True.
And I said, I have an idea. I want to do Santa and Downton Abbey, but it has to be Summer Santa.
Right.
So I put in what Summer Santa was, and I put in a picture of our actual live Summer Santa, and it made this. And I was like, this is beautiful.
It's gorgeous, really.
So
how did you make it, though?
I made the cookie, and then you put icing on it. Mm-hmm. And then I have a very, very good printer that is an edible printer, and I can make anything. So
I can keep that cookie forever in that bag. It's not going to go bad. I can keep it as a souvenir, right?
That is accurate. I wouldn't eat it in like a month, but yeah.
But I would like to now, you got me hungry, I would like to now have one of your cupcakes.
So I have two different flavors. I brought two different flavors that would you like yellow or lemon?
I'll take lemon.
All right.
And Andrew, what would you like?
I'll take yellow.
You're going to try the other one.
Yeah.
Okay, you can have this one.
That one is lemon.
That's
lemon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
You are welcome.
All right, I'm going to have a bite of this because I can't stand talking about cupcakes without having one.
What's funny is I don't eat cupcakes. I don't eat cake.
Wow.
But I have an amazing palate. I'm not saying that to be cocky. I mean, like,
That's really good.
Thank you.
I love it. My God.
So we do 12 different flavors on a regular basis, and the 13th flavor changes out weekly. I try to change it out weekly. And that one is whatever I can think of that week. It becomes that week's flavor. And you can request your own specific flavor. I have a cake this weekend for a Persian themed party because they're Persians. And apparently a flavor that they like is cardamom, rose water, and vanilla and pistachios all and like together. So I am creating a gluten-free vegan Persian flavored cake.
Andrew, what do you think of your cupcake?
It was delicious. It was absolutely delicious, and it's super moist, which I like as well.
Yes.
It was so good.
That actually leads me into the next thing I want you to try at some point. And that is our new things that we do, which are cake pops.
Like hockey pucks?
Like hockey pops, yeah. So like cake pops, if you know anything about cake pops, you know that cake pops are made with cake and buttercream.
Oh, we're not talking about the Korean singing groups.
That is 100% accurate,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
So they add the buttercream because the cake is it tends to be dry and you can't turn it into a ball. So people add buttercream to add moisture and then form it into a ball or the cake pop dough. My cake is actually so moist. It is 100% cake. I just mix it until it turns into a dough because it's just that moist.
So back to Summer Santa. You joined Summer Santa. You started showing up at meetings. You started volunteering for the group, and I don't know how you found the time to do it. And
People do what's important.
that's right. Andrew, can you call up Summer Santa display? So you would show up at our events and you would bring samples for people.
Yes.
And it's really brilliant to mix marketing with charity work.
Yes.
They kind of go together and they show people that you care.
Well, I wanted to give away my cupcakes because a lot of people, they don't go to charity booths to just learn about the charity, but they will go to get a cupcake. And to get a cupcake, you got to learn about the charity. So that night, I actually ended up doing about 320 mini cupcakes. And a lot of people learned about Summer Santa that evening.
And then something really wonderful happened. If you could show plaque, Andrew. You were given the Volunteer of the Year award. And you had only been on the charity for 1 year. And you got Volunteer of the Year. And to me, Volunteer of the Year, I started that award, is the highest calling. Because to be a volunteer is the highest calling in life.
I could not even express how unbelievably shocked I was to win that. But how much of it I felt like I didn't earn it. Because I felt like I didn't do anything. And I can't say felt, I feel like I didn't do anything. And I know I'm out there and all that, but I always want to do more. And I'm looking at Summer Santa has some of the most impressive people on that board that I have ever met. They have good hearts. I see where the money goes. I see where the thoughts come from. I see where their hearts lie. And to be considered one of them was a big, I don't know, it was, I have just always felt like I didn't deserve it.
Well, you did. I can vouch for that.
Thank you.
And the thing about summersanta.org is we give all the money we get back into the charities, back into the children in need. We don't spend it on ourselves.
No.
At all. And I started it because people were getting paid a lot of money to run nonprofits.
Yeah.
So we call it the charity with no overhead, summersanta.org. And then some things that really interest me about you is I follow you on Facebook, where you treat it like a diary of your life, and you have a lot of ups and downs,
Yes.
which
I
is
do.
okay because you have the ability to rise above all your downs.
That's why I post about I've actually had friends tell me that it was a bad decision to post, like when I mess up a cake or when I have a bad thing. She was like, people don't want to know
Oh no,
that you mess up.
I disagree. It makes you real.
That's what-
And you had like a transformation in your life.
Yes.
That I was wondering, Andrew, could you put up Facebook? Would you do me the honor of reading this Facebook post aloud.
Okay.
I've read it several times, but I'd love to hear you, because this shows what happened in your life when you joined Summer Santa.
Today was my first event hosted by an organization that I'm on board of. I'm on the board. And I have to be honest, this life is new to me. By this life, I mean the galas, the brunches, the luncheons, and tea parties kind of life. I will say that I have met so many amazing, strong, beautiful women, and it's been an actual pleasure. Since I started this company, I have put myself out there in ways that I didn't know I could. I have met presidents of companies, politicians, all the way up to the governor, and even celebrities. This may be normal stuff for some people, and it will become normal to me. But right now, I'm like a kid who just walked into middle school for the first time. I'm saying all of this to say that I feel blessed. I feel blessed with all that I have, all that I've done, and everything I am. Today was an amazing day with Summer Santa, an amazing charity that provides for kids all year round, not just Christmas time, as we celebrated April in Paris. I don't even remember writing.
It's beautiful. You're a great writer. You really reach deep down into your heart, and you share your private feelings with the public.
Yeah, that makes me
That's
cry.
fantastic. You know? Well, your cupcakes make me cry, so we're even. But you don't remember writing that?
No, like I, because when I write stuff, I have to get it out, and so I write it, and then once it's out, I move on to the next thing, and so I remember this day though, like I remember the luncheon and how out of place I felt.
Yeah, that was the luncheon that was with the cook, the chef for Princess Diana, right?
Yes.
And I remember looking over at you and, kind of smiling. But I thought it was interesting because he taught about how to talk about food.
Yes.
And you talk about food too, mostly. And
he turns them into stories.
Yeah.
He turns not just about the food, like, oh, I made it this way and it tastes like this.
Yeah.
It was, no, this item was made because of, and it made them feel, and it was a storytelling lesson like, around food.
Right.
It was impressive.
And that's what you do. You tell stories about your cupcakes. Give me an example of the way you would talk about your product, your food. That's different from,
I use a lot of analogies.
Okay.
A lot.
Tell me.
So, for example, when you want something so very bad, but you can't have it, but you keep looking for things. You look for, let's say you think you want something sweet. So you get something sweet and that's not it. You want meat, but you don't. Nothing is satisfying you at all. I feel like that is kind of like how life is. We keep reaching for something, and when we get it, it is more often than not what we want. It's not what we wanted. And I feel like that with all of these. I feel like every single one of these items, even if I don't bake it myself personally, the people who bake them, my daughter, they bake them the way that I need them baked, because we don't do it. We're not allowed to bake in a bad mood, because what you put into it is what's going to come out. And I am the happiness bringer. So yeah, it's for me, cupcakes are life.
The happiness bringer.
Yes,
to me, cupcakes are life. I just want to repeat that. Cupcakes are life.
Yeah.
You work with other people. You want to give them a shout out?
I do. So I have, oh my gosh, the most incredible decorators you can think of. If you look at this cake right here, this was done by my head decorator. Mm-hmm. Her name is Kim. She is a magician. My other decorator is Kayla. She is... I've never seen anybody with such like natural talent. And with those two, I know we are going to do some amazing things. My daughter, Tyler, she bakes everything. And I don't know if So this card right here, this little logo person right here, that is Cupcake Katie. She was created by my daughter Tyler, who also does the baking. So that's how that became my logo. My kids are the ones who came up with the name, Kakes. And my fiance, Chris, is 100% there with me at every event, anything I need, staying up all night with me. I just could not do any of this without these people.
Right.
And it's because they believe in me.
You have a
It's
lot of
because they
people.
believe in me.
You have a lot of people that believe in you, don't you?
I do.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
So, without giving away any secrets, you're going to have a store, a physical store.
I am.
But you can't tell us where it is yet because you haven't signed the lease, right?
Nope.
Can you give us a hint?
I'll be in Keller, and
Okay.
Keller's about to change.
Because of the cupcakeologist moving into town?
Exactly.
It's like a gunslinger. I got cupcakes, baby. I can hear the music from the High Plains Drifter.
But yeah,
So you're just different from most people, right? You have talents and you have stubbornness and you have goals and dreams. And unlike most of us, you actually run out there and grab them and make them happen.
well,
It's pretty impressive. That's why you're sitting here talking to me, because I really am impressed by your whole being.
thank you. I learned a while ago that you will never get what you want if, one, you don't tell people what you want. And nothing will ever get done if you don't take the first step. And I realized that the only thing that was ever holding me back was myself.
How so?
Well, I have dealt with low self-esteem. I have dealt with low self-worth. I used to be 340 pounds. I was in a bad marriage, and all of this is going on while I have 4 kids. And at one point, I had 4 kids under the age of 4. And I was miserable, just absolutely miserable. So I went to my husband at the time and I said, I don't want to live like this anymore. I want to change. I would love for you to come with me on this journey, because the way that our marriage is going, it's either going to end in divorce or your death because of your health. And the only thing I know is that a woman with 4 kids has to be hot in order to find another husband. So he told me that he didn't want to go with me. So I started going to the gym every single day, and I ate the same thing every single day for so long.
What was it?
It was 6 ounces of pork loin that was cooked in whatever way I wanted to cook it. About 3/4 of a cup of rice, and a whole bag of the Jolly Green Giant broccoli and cheese steamables.
And you
So-
ate this for how long?
Oh my gosh. It was the first 6 months of my diet, and then I started drinking Smoothie King, and then I added that where I had it every day. It would be my breakfast and lunch, and then I had the pork stuff for dinner. And then once I got down the first 70 or so pounds, I started adding in other things like chicken and vegetables. I would do like stupid stuff, like eat a pound of watermelon because I knew it would make me pee out every like just dumb stuff. But I actually ended up winning in 2015 the change a meal challenge with Smoothie King, and I won a $500 gift card on Southwest Airlines. And that was like the same week I started at American Airlines. It was kind of awesome. But
As a what?
so I started out as a customer service rep, and then I became a pilot scheduler, like I scheduled pilots for their flights. And then I got laid off with COVID in 2020.
one of your many setbacks that you had to overcome.
That wasn't even, oh my gosh. Okay, I'm going to tell you this really fast. All right. So, when I got laid off from American, I started working at Delta. And when I began working at Delta, I also worked at Saltgrass Steakhouse. So, I worked started Delta a week in on Monday. I left work from Delta. I went to work at Saltgrass, and on my way home that night, a 18-wheeler semi came into my lane and knocked my car into the wall, which then spun around and then it flipped around the highway, hit the other wall, and then I landed in the middle. And when I couldn't get out of the car, not because the door wouldn't open or anything. I couldn't get out of the car because I physically could not get out of the car. Like my body hurt. And so I finally get out. This lady is like freaking out because she thinks the car's going to explode, movies. So she gets me out of the car and I'm sitting on the side and the ambulance people come and they say, do you think you need to go to the hospital? And I said, I think I do. And then they said, are you sure that you don't want to just like go home and see how you feel tomorrow? And I said, no, I'm pretty positive I need to go tonight. And then they put me in the ambulance and then they said, because you do know you can go home tonight, and if you feel bad, go to the hospital. I said, no, I need to go now. So I get to the hospital, find out my back is broken in 2 different places.
Wow.
And then on Tuesday morning, I'm at work. Wednesday, I'm at work because this happened. I was in the hospital that night. And then I was at work the next day. And people were like, I don't understand. Why are you going to work? And I said, because the job that I have is you have to be there. Like you work for an airline, you have to be there. And if I don't show up, I'm going to lose my job, which I ended up losing anyway because of the doctor's appointments and things like that. But yeah, I was not going to let anything keep me from being able to take care of my children. Like I couldn't, and I wasn't there long enough for insurance. And my job with Saltgrass, that ceased immediately because I could no longer carry trays, and I had to come up with something new.
And that's how you came up with this?
Yes.
See, your life has been filled with ups and downs.
Yes.
But how is it that you were able to overcome your near tragedies in life, the different setbacks? What advice do you have for folks that you how do you overcome? Because you are an overcomer.
You got to stop letting people and things prevent you from being what you are destined to be.
Uh-huh.
And I firmly believe that I was put on this earth to change the world for better, because I only believe in love and forgiveness.
Mm-hmm.
And I need to be everywhere in order to have influence. I need to be something, to do something. Mm-hmm. And so I had to stop letting people's feelings about me, people's thoughts or my thoughts or anything like that prevent me from what I want to do. Because again, people do what they want to do.
Has it worked?
It has. I'm honestly, I hate when people say this. I'm the happiest I've ever been in my life.
That's what I was going to ask you. Are you happy?
I am.
You are.
I am extremely.
If you could attribute it to one thing, what would it be?
My faith.
Uh-huh.
Because my faith has allowed me to find the person that I believe I'm going to be married to for the rest of my life. It has allowed me to see this company grow in ways that people never would have imagined. And it has allowed me to have the confidence to say that when I say something, somebody's going to hear it. And it's just all faith.
You pray for good cupcakes.
So my gift, and I do consider it a divine gift, I'm able to make and cook and bake anything. I only have to see it be done once, and then I can make it my own, and it will be better. I also have an amazing palate. So yes, it is my faith. Cupcakes.
I hope you understand why I brought the cupcakeologist here, because she's very special. She's unusual. She's inspiring. She has a great life story, and the best is yet to come.
And you rarely see me with the same hair color or hairstyle.
That's right. You always got a different hairstyle. I love what you got on now. So
Thank you.
your hair grows very fast.
Yeah, like tomorrow will probably be half-ish length.
Thank you, Deanna Robinson, for sharing your life story with us. And everybody, I recommend you go to the Kids Cupcake
Cupcakes.com.
with K's.
With K's.
And get some of this. And Andrew, I'm going to leave you some cupcakes. And thank you very much.
No, thank you.
See you
I really
guys
appreciate it.
next time on the Dave Lieber Show. Bye-bye.